Good morning, you bunch of crazy weirdos. Um, it is Friday. It's spelled Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday the 23rd of January 2026. And we're back again for another daily video. Now, I've only missed one day in the last couple of weeks, but I didn't actually miss it. I just got peeved. Peeved? I got peeved. Wait, peeved? Is that a good word? Peeved? I don't know. Basically, I recorded a bunch of footage. I went to edit it, and then let's not talk about that. Anyway, so today, we're gonna start the day off with a bang with a capital B. Wait, can I do a B? B. Bang. Okay. First things first, I need some coffee to get me going. So let's do that. Holy shit. Oh, some big sneezes. Okay. See what that says? Coffee. Coffee time. Yeah, baby. That's how we start the day. With Mr. J. That's how you end up like this at 3 p.m. Oh, I think I need to sit down. I don't end up like that. If I end up like that, I'm so grateful. Wait, I need to use both hands. If I end up like that, I'm so grateful. To feel so alive. I'm shaking like a leaf. You never feel quite as alive as when you're shaking and shitting yourself, do you? It's a true story. Fear-based excitement. Nervous stimulation. It's the best. Okay, I'm being really over the top this morning because I watched Mr. Beast's video. Mate, I need to stop watching fucking Mr. Beast. Well, I watched an interview with him about YouTube, and he just keep talking about retention. You have to keep their attention. And the more crazier stuff you do, the more you're gonna grab their attention. That's why I'm acting like an absolute fucking stranger. So fuck you, Mr. Beast. Fuck you for making me be a weirdo. It's your fault. It's not that I'm already like that anyway. Hey, look, it's kind of fun actually. To be fair, it beats depression. That's for sure. Certainly beats depression. All right, so we got a nice cup of Joe. There he is, Joe. This is Joe. And what's the story today? Let's think about that. What does Pinky say to the brain? Have you seen Pinky and the Brain? Whereas now I'm in their minds. Hey brain, what are we going to do tomorrow? The same thing we do every day, Pinky. try to take over the world. That's me. I am both Pinky and the Brain. Okay. This coffee is pretty good. I'm now just thinking about what is the next step. I think I'm gonna put on a pair of shoes, get out the door, and go for a walk about in order to keep my brain awake. I'm not the kind of guy who likes sitting around all day. I get a lot of energy, and I like to spend that energy. That means you got to do this. Body moving. No, okay. I don't want to play with that. That means you got to keep your body moving. Don't know why I'm doing it in this kind of voice. Not even sure what kind of voice this is. I think this is an American accent. So, yeah. That's what we're going to do. We're not all going to be psycho, fast-paced, Mr. Beast style people, are we? I mean, it's nice to get a little bit of that, but it's kind of stressful trying to maintain that because it's not very human. It's actually it's nice to be a little on the slower side, right? So I'm gonna go head out and see what's going on out there in the world. Because I really like the world. It's a great place. Okay, let's go. I've got to put my shoes on. I'm going to start doing all the background music for bits like that, but I'm not going to actually have music. I'll just do it in the background like this. I'll just go. Fucking hell, I'm out of breath just doing that. Okay. Right, got my shoes on, it's time to go. Made it out the front door. I really do think that's probably the most difficult thing to do all day. I mean, there's two things that are probably the hardest things to do all day, and that's get out of bed and get out of the door. But if you can do those in that order, it seems like the rest of everything else is just gonna be okay. It's all gonna work out. First, you got to get out of bed. It's not always easy. Then you got to get out the door again. So the next most important thing for me after getting up and getting out is getting fueled up. For me, that means caffeine.
caffeinated beverages. I am, like most people, a functioning drug addict who chooses the legal option and gets as much of it as I possibly can. That's pretty normal, isn't it? I think so. I think that's pretty normal. I think lots of people do that. If you drink lots of caffeinated beverages like I do, you do find yourself moving, I'd say about 33% faster than anybody else walking the street. I can deal with that. Hey, it means if I joined a race, I'd probably win, right? Okay, now I'll answer a bunch of questions. Here we go. Haven't you got a job? The answer is that's the answer. Okay, next question. Why are you making these videos? Well, I quite like it. I watched a lot of people who make these kind of videos, and I really liked watching them. So I thought, you know what? Let's give it a crack. So that's why. So I'm just having a walk about. It's pretty quiet out, in quite a nice way. It's quite calm at the moment. Quiet, peaceful. Which is actually refreshing. I'm usually complaining about it. Quiet and boring, but it's actually quite a relaxing presence today. So that's good. But I'm feeling good actually. I'm feeling great today, which is a welcome relief from all the days where I'm not feeling so good. But so happy to keep doing that. Stopping for a nice little coffee at Greg's. Just keeping me caffeinated. Happy bunny. It's been a good day so far. Just heading back through the park now. As you can see, it's just about light. It's looking rather beautiful this time of the evening. I like it a lot. Not too many updates today. Did have some quite interesting conversations, but I've got to think about capturing more of that on the camera. We'll get there. Understandably, some people are quite fearful about being on camera, so I don't want to rush anything. Mostly just keeping it about me. But yeah, as you can see, it's a beautiful evening, and I might just go get one more coffee before I head back home. And we've got some of these books to have a flick through. This music one, it's been a bit of a long hard slog really, and I've not really been enjoying it, so might try diving into another one. Got the life story of Jimi Hendrix. I'd say that's what I'm looking forward to the most. And then you've got the story of the streets, in the words of Mike Skinner himself. I reckon that one's going to be pretty good as well. So I've got a few good ones to look forward to. So I'll probably start on one of them. and hopefully it's a good read. Okay, so yeah, gonna get one more coffee and then head back to the gaff. So probably see you back at base, unless I got any more thoughts that I want to share on the way. We'll see how it goes. It is again still very nice and calm atmosphere, very peaceful. It's quite enjoyable. It's nice to do a bit of the crazy fun stuff, but after it all calms down and you get to soak in the peace, I think that's just as enjoyable. So I'm actually enjoying it today. Got less complaints, although I was complaining quite a lot earlier about the state of things and how improvements need to be made. I do still think that, but it is a bit of a relief when you find a bit of a peaceful vibe, especially after you've been working hard. It just calms you down, nice and relaxing, and it's quite beautiful around here. The trees and everything. Just looking at nature all around. Anyway, more tea, more coffee. I'm just going to push it that one step further, even though it's going dark. You know what? I've been subdued now. I had an angry day the other day, but today has been so beautiful. And the kind of peace and the kind of calm I found today has been bliss. So I take back everything I said. Now that I'm feeling better. I forget to vlog a lot of things, and it's for good reasons actually, because it's actually because life is so good that I just don't even think to pull out a camera. Now, it's not that I pull out a camera when life is not good. You know, this, if it's not this, it doesn't mean it has to be that. However, when everything's good, my immediate reaction is not to start videoing, but to just enjoy the moment. Now, I can understand from like a professional vlogger's perspective, they would say like, well, that's something you have to overcome. You have to, when life is good, you have to intentionally decide to turn the camera on to make sure you capture it. I think that might be what I have to start doing going forward, is try, if I'm like in the middle of a great conversation, go, I should record this. But I guess I'm scared that it could actually even ruin the good conversation. You know what though? I probably should lower my negative expectations. I'll explain what I mean by that. I think actually a lot more people are comfortable on camera than I would have previously assumed. And there's definitely some people that I am talking to, and I think, yeah, you know what? They're not the shy type. They wouldn't have an issue with voicing their opinions. They wouldn't change them because there's a camera pointing at them, you know. And I think that really shows like the value of your opinion. If you would say the same thing on camera as you would off camera, then you've obviously really thought about it carefully enough to have reached the point where you go, yeah, that's who I am. That's a part of who I am, and you've accepted yourself to the degree that you feel okay just showing people like this is me. I mean, you can't really argue with the truth of who you are, or and the same for other people. Although they may look at you and say, "Well, I think differently." I mean, if it's all done in a fair format and presented in like a respectable way, then you go, "Yeah, okay." And I think that's part of how you expand your mind is listening to views that differ from yours. If they're offered up in a nice, palatable way, you know, it's like food. If you let's say there's a food that you think that you don't really like that much, say broccoli. But if you were offered up a dish where broccoli was involved in some way and it was presented to you in a way um, that looked appealing, and then as you started to eat it, it tasted good to you because of the combination of flavours, there would be part of you that would start to think, well, do I actually not like broccoli? You'd have to start to re-question your preferences, you know. And I think it's like life's like that a lot of the time. Is that we get into conversations with people, and although there might be sort of subjects or ideas that we think we don't like, it's when they're presented with the right combination, you can start to rethink how those ideas are being used in a way that might be more useful or beneficial than you previously thought. So that's just a little thought from me. I had a nice little trip. Went through the park and then went over to Greg's and grabbed a cup of tea. Sat there for a bit, just texting people, talking to people, and it's been a great day. It's been really good. I've not caught most of it again because I was too busy sort of entertaining the folks. Basically, as I got into town earlier, I saw a couple of people that I knew, so I just went over and started chatting to them. And then one thing led to another, and we were getting really absorbed in a good conversation. I was really enjoying. I think we were both enjoying it. It was that to me makes a great day is when you walked away from, you know, being out and about, and you go back to the house and you feel satisfied thinking, man, we had some really good talks today. And there can be just little things like that will just remind me personally, like, you know what, everything's all right, innit? It's all right. Like, I've also got to start rethinking all of what I've had an aversion to. You know, the things that have been sort of triggering me, pushing my buttons. I've got to start rethinking, like, what was it all about? And then I think once you understand the sort of psychology behind human behaviour, it really helps you to accept people in how they appear, no matter what that manifestation looks like to you. You know, in the way that you interpret emotions or you know, like the way someone appears to you when they come over, you would have some idea of like, oh, they seemed quite happy today. Or I'm not going to say today, but let's say if someone comes over and has a chat with you or whatever, or you see someone out and about, you get a sense of like, oh, they look. I mean, the issue I have is that it's not right a lot of the time, and quite often the way that people um, say things like that, it's it's a projection of some kind from a feeling of their own, and it's not always an accurate description of how someone else feels. Like you could ask me how I'm doing, and I'll say, yeah, I'm doing good. They say, and they go, oh, you feeling okay? And I go, yeah, I feel good, I feel great. And they would say like, well, you don't seem okay, or something like that. It's ways like that that people try to they're trying to get in your head in a sort of a malicious way, um, because it's a sadistic sort of it's a sadistic way. I mean, I would call it a demonic way, but a sadistic demonic way of attempting to leave someone disturbed and to correlate that to their character, to make them feel like they want the person to walk away feeling like they have had some kind of power over them. Um, and it's to me, I just see like, wow, this person is deeply insecure and unconfident, and that's the only reason they would feel some sort of dark desire to make someone else feel bad. Really, if you're feeling good and you're happy and you're content and you're okay with yourself, why would you want to attempt to bring somebody else down? I'm not easily brought down, but I think it's because I've examined and thought and looked at and analysed like who actually am I, and I've put myself in different positions of points of awareness to where I can switch my point of awareness very quickly, and that means I can expose other people's behaviours very quickly, um, and so they become left with nothing to say as the realization dawns on them, um, of what they're actually doing. Um, so, and I think it's definitely worth pursuing at least an attempt to try to show people what it is they're doing and why they're doing it, because they'll think it's for different reasons, or they'll try not to think about it, or they'll just try to defend it. And it's quite often I see that there's a part of them that's deep down is just crying and crying and crying and crying and crying and crying their eyes out, and just being like, I just want to be loved. Why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? There's a part of them that is doing that, and that's what creates all of these behaviors of like acting out and genuinely trying to make other people suffer. If you're like mentally well and healthy and happy, and if you're quite content in life, and you enjoy your life, trying to make other people suffer doesn't sound like something you'd want to do. In fact, it's quite the opposite for me. I mean, if there's, it makes me so much happier to realize that I could relieve someone else of their suffering in some way. And I always offer to people, if there's anything I can do to help them, I will always try to do what I can to help them, because I don't want people to suffer at all. I really don't. In the same way that I don't want myself to suffer. I can actually think of other people as being just like me, in the sense that I don't like feeling any kind of suffering at all. So you have to think, well, yeah, well, I don't think anyone would they? Would they? But obviously, not everyone's quite as emotionally or mentally or spiritually developed as that to actually think in a clear way like that. But I really see those people as, like, I would say, possessed, like not in control of their own selves, and also having lost touch with their humanity, which they definitely would have been able to feel at some point, is the ability to can't speak. The ability to empathize with other people, meaning to understand how they feel and to actually care about that. And that's definitely not a weakness. That's a great strength. I mean, it's if you're not doing anything for anyone else, what are you actually doing? That seems to be the majority of what life is just chipping in to help everybody get the job done, get things to keep things working, and the reason to keep things working is to make people happy, to make them feel good, to relieve them of their struggles, and to see them continue to be healthy and happy and successful and brilliant and beautiful and unique and incredible and amazing. And I mean, if that's not what you want, if that's not what you want, is for life to just keep getting better and better and better and better and better and better and better, better and better and better and better and better every day, day after day after day, for you and for everyone else, then what is it that you want? That to me seems like the basic idea of what we're doing here. Why we're on this planet, why we wake up in the morning, why we do anything we do. It's with progress in our sights. It's with the intention that whatever we can do to improve life, the condition of life, then we'll do that. And I really wish there was more people who are on board with that kind of thought process. People who wanted to look after each other, care about each other. It'd be a much nicer world to live in. And there's some of those out there. You meet people who feel the same way. I just wish there was more of them, more often, who had the same attitude, who wanted to apply it, and who look around at their surroundings, their neighborhoods, the places they live, and they say, and they think, and they act upon the intention to say, let's make this better. If that's through words, if that's through actions, if that's through building, if that's through developing systems of education, if that's through playing games, playing sports, playing music, if that's through doing art, if that's through food, if that's through comedy, if that's through laughter, if that's through spreading joy. There's so many different ways to make the world a better place. And I just wish that there were people who are just as committed to doing that as they are to whatever it is that they think they want for their life and the lives of people around them. Because they're not on the same page. I can see so many of them on a daily basis that are not seeing the direction that I can see. They're not seeing the future that I can see so clearly. And I really think if they did, they would find the kind of peace that I've found. It's available. It does exist. You can find that. You can find that peace. Anyway, I'm not sure how I got onto that long stream of thought, but it is basically what I've been thinking about, and actually a lot of what I was discussing earlier today. So I'm going to keep sharing. That's what my YouTube channel's for. It's me, however I appear, you know. And I'm not always I'm not always in the best state of mind, but I guess in a way I am, in the sense that I recognise that it's however you are, that's just the way it is, you know. So it's kind of like everything's the best when nothing is an issue, you know. What was that quote now? I'm thinking of a quote. I don't know. Anyway, that's probably going to be it for the video today. This has been quite a long clip, and you got a bit of a taste of what I was up to this morning, this afternoon. So I'll see you again tomorrow, and I'm still going to be here every day for the foreseeable future because I'm really enjoying making these videos. It's been such an adventure so far, and I want to keep going. So see you guys tomorrow. Have fun.